Hey everybody, and welcome to How to Become Totally Happy, Healthy, and Financially Free, even if it feels like an impossibility to you right now, like it did for me before. This might sound like a bit of a cheesy title, another one of those webinars where the person promises happiness based on something. And as cheesy as it sounds, I really firmly stand behind it because I have learned so much, grown so much, and I'm really excited to finally share this. Just a bit of background. This morning as I was going through my to-do list, I noticed that I had the webinar training with that title, and I've had it there for a while as a, oh yeah, I must get to that. And I thought, oh my God, I'm just going to get to it now. And I'm not even going to advertise it and let people know, hey, sign up for this live webinar this week. No, I'm just going to record it now and I'm going to share it because I feel really ready to share it now, bursting actually. I think I'm going to feel really better at the end of this because it's a message, lots of messages that I want to share with a wide audience. So get your pen and paper, make sure you're undisturbed, and really just commit to being fully present here and now to get the most from this because it's going to be good. And share it also. I can say that already. Please do share it because I'd really like this message to reach a lot of people. So, like I said, I'm so excited that you're here because I have an important message to share. Just for those who do not know me, here's a quick intro with a photo that my daughter took last weekend at the ice skating rink. We were first on the rink. It was really great. I am a mindset coach. I just, before this, creating this presentation, I got a beautiful message in my Facebook group called Exceptional Life Seekers, by the way. If you're not a member already, please go ahead and join. It's called Exceptional Life Seekers. And the message from somebody in there was, Neve Chromo, I just felt I had to post and say thank you. I feel I am starting this week more than ever prepared to take leadership over the creation of my life. And as always, it's little things you have said and things I observe you leap ahead in so bravely that shake up my thinking and make me realize so much more is always possible. I love and appreciate your massive influence and that you hold us all in a strong, strong space. Thank you. It's just an amazing message, and I feel honored to receive it. I also feel proud of myself because I have stretched outside my comfort zone. I have stepped up. There's no doubt about that. And it no longer scares me. I no longer worry about what judgments people might have. I'm saying my messages loud and proud, and I am holding everybody who is interested and who's inspired and motivated by me. I'm holding you all in a very strong space. I am committed. I feel very, very loyal to the people that follow me, and because also, and this is about me, I wasn't always like this. I didn't always have this confidence. I was the complete opposite, actually. I was really powerless in my life. I blamed. I had lots of excuses. I knew no different. I was confused. And thanks to really the fact that I struggled so much and decided to get help, thanks to that, I learned so much and I grew so much, and I don't regret any part of anything that I've experienced. If you're regretting anything that you have experienced or anything you've done, stop it now. It doesn't serve any useful purpose. It all had to happen in order to bring you to this point. And the exciting thing is that your reality can change in an instant. And I really sincerely hope that it does change from listening to this training. So before I was a mindset coach, I was involved as a certified facilitator of the work of Byron Katie. That was my real big breakthrough. I no longer really follow, or I don't know if agree with is the right word, but it doesn't, I'm not so aligned with that path anymore in the work of Byron Katie, but I have a lot of good things to say about it. And if you've got any stressful beliefs, it's a really powerful process for working through those beliefs. That's what I did prior to this. I love to work with people who have experienced really difficult things in their life or continuing to, and help them to work through that trauma and any kind of challenges or addictions. I'm definitely not an addictions counselor by any means, But I really have great experience of what works and what can help people to shift out of that and into the life that's waiting for you, because it literally is. It's inside you, and it's up to you, as you'll learn in this training, to decide and choose to commit to tapping into that part of you inside you that knows that there is more to your life. And even me, I know that there's so much more. Now that I've tapped into this, I'm so excited to stretch even more outside my comfort zone and to challenge myself to really be all that I can be, because it is an amazing world. There's no doubt about that. We get to decide whether we see it as amazing or whether we see it as abysmal. And I understand with everything that's happening in the world, how easy it is to sink into that downward spiral. However, there is an upward spiral also. The universe, more than us, wants us to be happy, to be healthy, to be financially free, to feel abundant. There's so much abundance in this universe. So it's time to start turning your awareness towards that and really programming yourself, brainwashing yourself, and choosing to believe that that is going to be your reality from now on, if you're not already. Oh, and another thing about me before I continue, I live in Geneva, Switzerland. I'm the mum to 3 beautiful children, and I'm Irish. My name, Niamh, is spelt Niamh. It is pronounced Niamh. That is, you weren't mishearing me when I introduced myself. There's no V in the Irish language, so they use an M and an H together. That's it. Okay, so this is my message for you. Happiness, good health, and financial freedom is yours for the taking. It really is yours for the taking. Now, I can understand it. And for me, I struggled with that for so long. Yes, okay, if it's mine for the taking, I want it. Give it to me. How? So hopefully this training will help you to understand the how. So first of all, happiness is a product of all that I'm about to share with you, really. I personally don't believe, and by the way, this is all my experience and my beliefs. It's up to you also to really decide whether it resonates with you. And bottom line, you've got to trust inside. Trust inside, as long as you're not making any excuses for yourself, which we'll come to later. But if this doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. Or if some parts of it do and some part of it doesn't, you've got to take what resonates with you and trust your own truth, because there's no right, perfect way in this world. We're all learning, we're all doing our best. And if it doesn't resonate, then think about what does resonate for you. Hopefully it will give you some food for thought. So in my opinion, happiness is a product of all that I'm about to share with you and living on purpose. Now, this is something that I didn't always realize. I even posted a video. I'm not sure if it's still on YouTube. I must remove it if it is. And that video was about 2 years ago. I posted it and said that this purpose thing can be really stressful, and let go of it and just be. Now, with what I've since discovered and learned, I cringe at that, because I really do believe that that was the missing link for me in my spirituality days. Well, I mean, we're always, spirituality is everything. It's all encompassing. So I can't say, but before, when I was really into letting go and peace and not realizing that our purpose and our reason for being here and how we serve in this world is really what turns us on, basically, living on purpose. And it doesn't have to be some massive, massive vision, but just whatever way that you feel you can be part of the flow of life and contribute to society in a way that feels really good to you. That's where happiness comes from. When we've got a reason to wake up in the morning, a reason where we're contributing in some way, making a difference in a way that feels good to us and feels aligned, then that's, in my opinion, where happiness comes from. Oh, and before I was afraid I would forget to say this. This happiness, it's not like, hooray, let's be happy all day. Pain is a part of life. It's a necessary part of life. And it's how you deal with it that makes the difference, whether you dwell on it and see it as, oh, this is really a disaster, or, okay, I trust that this has come into my life for a reason. How can I learn and grow from it? That's why pain is a necessary part of life, because we learn and we grow from these experiences. If you think back to challenges in your life, which at the time were difficult, and you think, how did that serve me? What did I learn from that? You know, there's so many stories of how through challenges people grow and people had positive experiences from it. So no matter what you're going through or you went through in the past, trust that it was necessary to bring you to where you are now. Healthiness, and actually, sorry, just on the going back there to pain, I love this quote from Jesse Elder. He says, pain is necessary, suffering is optional. And I love that, because we can feel deep pain sometimes. I mean, for example, if we lose somebody, if we're grieving, there's many reasons we can feel pain, but that deep suffering, that is optional. And we get to decide also, okay, do I want to dwell on this, or am I going to shift out of it now? You know, it's time to get back and integrate and connect with the world like I was before. So don't dwell on it for too long. I mean, that's relative too, because grief is coming to me for some reason. You know, it's if it is something really difficult, then it might take quite a while to shift out of that and heal. Getting help and sharing with somebody will always make it feel easier. I don't know why I'm pulled to talk about grief in particular, but here's a good point actually while I think of grief is, I learned this actually when my father passed, from Byron Katie actually, and I love it. It's sometimes when we're believing that we're in pain, it's a deep, deep love. And I love to think of that. Sometimes if I missed my father and felt that sadness, I shifted it to love and gratitude and was able to feel his presence, and that really helped me. So think of that, you know, if you're feeling, you know, that sense of loss and sadness, if you just instead try and tap into all that love that you're experiencing for that person and that is still there. Healthiness. This is so relevant for me at the moment, and only since a couple of months, to be perfectly honest, when I really challenged myself and decided and chose that I wasn't going to tolerate the habits that I had and the way that I was feeling, which was low energy and tired. I knew that I had a mission to fulfill. You know, I really wanted to be able to share and reach a wide audience and help people to feel better and enjoy life to the max. And the way that I was feeling, the tiredness, I just wasn't capable of doing what I needed to do to create that. So I decided, and it's not just if you have this big message that you want to share, you know, it's just on a day-to-day basis. If you want to feel good, then decide. That's the very first step you've got to make. So decide that you're not going to tolerate the way that you're feeling right now, and that you have the power to change that. So this one, actually, self-love is not accepting an overweight body. So and self-love is also not accepting if you're tired all the time, even if you're not overweight, for example. You know, there's such a, and I definitely was also part of this group that would have said, you know, we've got to love our bodies no matter what, and you know, it's what's inside that counts as opposed to what's outside. And this really is rubbish, to be honest. I'm sorry. Now I really get that taking care of our bodies, you know, it's all very well to say, oh, love yourself as you are, but the reality is, if you are probably, I'm going to say, I can't say for sure, but if you are overweight or severely overweight, you've got some health issues going on. If you're eating a lot of sugar, there are things that happen in the body, like yeast overgrowth, for example. And those are things that will slow you down and make you feel sluggish, tired. and it can develop into so much more. I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a medical doctor, but this is just things that that are common sense. So we can all sit here and say, hooray, love your body no matter what size. And I do definitely say we've got to accept it right now, wherever we're at, but decide, I no longer tolerate this. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to do what's necessary. So take responsibility and stop making excuses. Health issues, I put in brackets to remind myself to share that. Stop making excuses and just decide. I feel really, really strongly about this. And deal with, I actually thought that I was addicted to sugar. I was addicted to sugar, sorry. I thought, though, that that when I withdrew that I would have some big emotional crisis, because I thought that it was a strong crutch, and I didn't, which was interesting. So I realized, it was more a habit and a physical addiction. I went sugar-free early November. I'm not completely sugar-free. I do like the 80-20 rule. I'm very much into intuitive eating right now and just feeling into it and nourishing and taking care of my body in a way that feels good to me, trusting me rather than what the doctors say. Well, I definitely wouldn't trust what medical doctors say, to be honest. Not all of them, but just from a nutritional point of view, I would definitely prefer to go to a naturopath or a nutritionist that knows what they're talking about when it comes to intolerances, etc. That medical doctors are not trained in at all, and they just put plasters on medical issues rather than really healing from the inside what the problem is. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. What I want to say is you don't fucking need that crutch. And I'm sorry if the word fucking is offensive to you, but I hope that you can look past that if it is and really see that you don't need it. I put it in there on purpose to have an impact. You do not need that food crutch. You do not need that alcohol crutch. You do not need that drug crutch, whatever it is. Now, I'm not saying, it's that easy and give it up immediately. Obviously, get support. Do what it takes to get over it. Do what it takes. If it means joining AA or taking some, going into rehab, whatever, do it. You've only got one life. Do it, and do it now, because you'll thank yourself for it. And it does require courage. Any change does require courage. But as somebody on my recent retreat, this totally self-love retreat in Ibiza, a guy called Doug, said, if you are prepared to go -3, -4, -5, or even up to -10 in allowing yourself to withdraw from your crutches, you can also open up and go to a +10 in connection and aliveness with the world, with life. So it's worth it. It's worth it to do what it takes to get over that crutch, that addiction, whatever it is, for your health and for your happiness. And we have a lot to learn from cavemen and cavewomen. I've never heard the term cave women. I just had to put and women in there as well. And children, cave children. So here's an interesting thing. When back in those days, they weren't guaranteed when their next meal was going to come from. They had to go out and get it, right? So they went for periods of time where they had to fast. And this is really interesting. I discovered a lot about fasting and energy levels, and I'm fascinated by it right now, I have to say, intermittent fasting. What I love about it is, just when we feel a hunger pang, we go into fear. I have to get food. And that's really interesting. It's like, oh, there's a hunger pang, interesting to notice. And without any, beliefs, just noticing there's a pang of hunger and just being with it without instantly grabbing some food. It's okay to feel hungry. And that can be a really interesting exercise. Just try it, just fast until 3 o'clock in the afternoon and see what beliefs come up and what fears come up. And it's amazing to be able to let go of any beliefs that are there that thinks, oh, it'll be detrimental for my body, or I won't be able to function, I'll be physically too tired. Really interesting what our mind says. So challenge yourself and question that. That's a whole topic on how your eating habits, what's driving your eating habits, the emotional reasons, and the confused beliefs that I'll actually be talking a lot about in an upcoming program that I'm going to be telling you guys about at the end, called Totally Vibed Up, in January. And nutrition is going to be a strong topic in there. So I'll be explaining about that in more detail. So like I said, question your beliefs around hunger and eat intuitively. Just decide, you know, am I hungry? Oh, okay, then I'll eat. If I'm very hungry, then I'll eat a lot. If I'm not hungry, I don't need to eat. You know, really just get to know your body. It's amazing. It really is. I'm just so excited about that discovery right now. And again, you know, it's like everything. Rather than reading what the experts say, become your own expert. And just notice, just catch yourself with your motive behind it as well. If you're believing, oh, well, I need to get skinny in order to get approval, then really get help. Because the only real approval that you need is from inside. And looking good, it's fun, it's great, right? We like to admire beauty in this world. And also feeling good and feeling proud and feeling confident is so rich and so abundant. So tap into that and decide that you're going to make that your priority, rather than doing it for the external world and getting approval from the external world. Called it in your journaling. This is what I did, guys, thanks to many mentors, but mainly Kat Laterzo, who really got me into journaling, the power of journaling, and calling in the reality that I want. Now, in October, I was writing, and September, even before that, I was writing in my journal, I am sugar-free, with these I am statements. Whatever it is that you want in your life, basically called it in, decided already that you are that, and watch your reality change. It is magic. We live in a magical universe. And basically, I decided I am sugar-free. And lo and behold, circumstances aligned that, and I got the support. It showed up. It showed up in a way I never, ever would have imagined. And I ended up going sugar-free 3 weeks before I turned 45. I turned 45 on the 1st of December. So call it in your journaling. It's a really powerful practice. And journal at least a half an hour every day. Watch your world change. Financial freedom. This is a topic I'm really excited about. Money mindset. It's something that I started to learn, again, 2 or 3 years ago. I came across a book from a lady called Denise Duffield Thomas. It was a book called Get Rich, Lucky Bitch. And I read that and I thought, wow, oh my God, I could not believe what my mindset and all my stories around money were, how confused I was. And I started to discover how that was holding me back. And then it does. A huge one that is so common that we believe is poverty is a virtue, that we're more virtuous if we're, staying in solidarity with the poor, that if we are rich, then we don't need to strive for too much because I don't need a lot and money isn't so important to me. Get real, because money can bring so much in the world, so much positive change. So decide to believe that and take responsibility for it, because you have the power. There is a lot of people in this world that with their circumstances, it's a lot more difficult for them to accumulate wealth. Anybody that puts their mind to it and learns it can do it. But in the first world, we have so much power to create the reality that we want quickly. So learn about wealth consciousness. There's 2 great books. There's one free on the internet called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. It was written, I think, in 1910. It's an old book, but there's so much wisdom in there. Another one is called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Also very old, but it's studied and referred to by so many people today. There are 2 books. There's so many books out there on wealth consciousness, so I'd highly recommend. Also, I have a 6-week program called the Totally Mindset Reset Program, and inside that program, I devote a week to money mindset. I'd highly recommend getting on my program, reading those books, or just finding whatever way works for you. There's just Google it, wealth consciousness, and decide that you're going to get over your stories that are holding you back from receiving wealth and abundance. The universe wants that for us. It provides it. And, those who have it are the ones who say, thank you, I'll receive it, with those beliefs, as opposed to, oh, well, I'm not so interested in money, and that's, that's not really something that lights me up. Be honest with yourself. And notice also, we're so afraid of saying that because it's cool to not strive for wealth in some circles. I was in those circles, and I can say it loud and proud now. I really want to accumulate a lot of wealth because I know that I can do so much with it. And also, I really enjoy it. We can do so much with money. So just get curious about your relationship with it. I love this quote from Alex Shafran, who says, those who believe that money can't buy happiness obviously haven't given enough of it away. Think about it. Oprah Winfrey says that wealth does not make us greedy. That's another confused belief. Oh, if I'm rich, then maybe I'll become really greedy. It magnifies the way that we already are. So if we're already poor and greedy, as there are lots of poor and greedy people, we'll be rich and greedy. And the same if we have a kind, big heart, then hooray to get a load of money to be able to do good things with it. Okay, let go of judgment from others. That's huge, and we learn this from very early in our lives. We might have grown up hearing about rich people can't be trusted. Rich people are always trying to take advantage. If you've got those beliefs, do you think you're going to end up accumulating money? You're going to repel it. Oh no, those rich people. So get curious about what your judgments are and get rational because there's as many rich people out there that are doing massive good in the world. And there's as many poor people in the world who will try to take advantage, right? It's not to do with how much money that we have. So get clear about that. Let go of judgment from others. Just decide that you are going to take responsibility, step up, and live the best life possible. And financial freedom is definitely part of that. Take responsibility. You are worth it. If there's some belief there that, oh, well, that's for other people, not for me, why not for you? So if that's a belief that resonates with you, just keep on repeating, why not me? Why not me? Why not me? It's very powerful. Here's moving on to spirituality. This is a quote that I read this morning, and whilst it's an excellent quote, I think it's really relevant right now to just be wary. Let's read it first. By Anthony de Mello. Effort can change behavior. It cannot change you. Effort can put food into your mouth. It cannot produce an appetite. It can keep you in bed. It cannot produce sleep. It can make you reveal a secret to another, but it cannot produce trust. It can force you to pay a compliment. It cannot produce genuine admiration. Effort can perform acts of service. It is powerless to produce love or holiness. All you can achieve by your effort is repression, not genuine change and growth. Change is only brought about by awareness and understanding. Understand your unhappiness and it will disappear. So it's a nice quote, and at the same time I thought, it's quotes like this that unfortunately, if they're often misinterpreted, and it definitely took effort for me to get to where I am now. I do get, and I'm still working on surrendering and letting go, and we are co-creating here. We're not in control ultimately. We cannot control the future, but there's so much that we can do. And personally, I believe that effort is a part of that. Deciding. It took me effort to get where I am now. So I think, and this is the danger for me with some spiritual circles. It's like, yeah, let's just let go. But notice, if you're just sitting around and deciding, yeah, effort isn't good, oh my God, what an excuse. What an excuse. So get real. Be honest with yourself and stop hiding behind these quotes and these teachings. While they're well intended, and yes, I can see it's an amazing quote, it depends very much on how it's interpreted. So when I saw that, I thought, this is typical of why I held myself back in the past. So I hope that that gives you food for thought. If you find yourself really not allowing yourself to move forward because you feel, oh, well, there shouldn't be push or strain, I just want to be, and yes, for sure, flow and alignment and balance is so, so important. And personally, I think, it's like a child learning to walk. We get up, we fall down, we get up, we fall down. And for me, effort is part of that, just like a child learning to walk. So that's one rant, spirituality. Be careful how you interpret things. Another rant that I have is take responsibility for your body. Yes, love yourself wherever you are at now. Accept yourself with the decision that you're no longer going to tolerate poor health. You're going to do everything you can to turn that around. And turning your attention towards good health and towards sugar-free, if that's the direction you want to go. Don't have to give up wine, though. I mean, there's moderation. Wine is great, personally, I believe. But, cakes and junk. It's like, for me personally right now, I'm just not going there. I'm really feeling so much better without all of that. And definitely wine in moderation, but whatever it is that you really truly love, that's okay. Personally, I think. But I did, at the start of my conversion really to taking responsibility for my body, I did go 21 days practically, nearly, not completely, but practically alcohol-free. I went quite radical. Now, I'll be explaining in my 21-day program, Totally Vibed Up, how, there's different approaches and different ways to getting there. Many people advocate a much gentler approach. For me, I just needed to go through that tunnel of, oh, this is so hard. And then suddenly, oh my God, it's not as hard. Oh my God, my cravings are not as they were before. That's the thing I think that many of us give up. We don't realize what lies on the other side of it and how good we can feel. So I always say, keep your eye on the end result, on the outcome. Be outcome focused, because you're going through that tunnel for a reason, for a really great reason for you, for your life, and you're worth it. And my other rant is wealth. That's really what I've said. Striving for wealth is not bad, it's not greedy. There is more than enough wealth to go around in this world. So being available to receive that, getting over our confused beliefs, and thinking that, oh gosh, if I take that amount, then there won't be enough for others. And the reality is, unfortunately, it doesn't go to those others. It doesn't go to the poor. It goes to people that already, who have the beliefs that they're worthy of receiving wealth. So decide also that you're worthy of it, and decide that you're going to do great things with it. Okay. And decide right now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. If this training is inspiring you, then just do what it takes now. Because if you decide, yeah, I'll get to that next week, you'll lose momentum, and your subconscious mind, which doesn't want you to change, will find excuses to just keep procrastinating on it. Decide right now. You might decide, well, I'll just get through Christmas and I'll do it from January. That's fine. But decide on a date where you're going to really go all in and not going to tolerate for the rest of your life. Imagine, by the way, if you don't do anything right now about your health, about your wealth, about your fitness. Oh my God, I didn't even talk about fitness. That's something for me also that's really important to me. Moving our body, letting our blood flow. It's imperative on a near daily basis. Now I joined a gym only about 6 months ago, and because I read Strong Body, Strong Mind somewhere, and I thought, since I'm a mindset coach, and mindset it's actually what everything is about, basically, because our mindset, whatever we're believing, that's the reality we get. So when I read Strong Body, Strong Mind, I thought, I'm going to go get me a strong body. And I did. I can do lots of push-ups now, and which I really, really enjoy, and I'm proud to be able to do. It feels good to have a strong body, and that also brings a lot of energy too. So decide right now that you're going to take care of yourself with nutrition, with fitness, with mindset. Oh my God, and also with inner peace, inner peace and self-love. So inner peace is something that we're going to be talking about also in the 21-day program in January, the Totally Vibed Up program. That's obtained through questioning your stressful beliefs and also through stillness meditation. I'm going to be talking about, there's a great app called Inner Balance, and it's on my phone. You can just take a couple of minutes. You plug this device into your ear. It's called HeartMath, actually, the process. And let me see here, I actually have the box here. This is something that I'm going to be explaining. It's called Sensor for iOS Lightning. That's what that is. And in our 21-day Totally Vibed Up program, I'm going to be sharing about that, because when you're going through change, it can feel stressful. So just having that device and taking 3 times a day, taking 5 minutes out to just breathe into your heart and visualize you healthy, happy, and financially free. There's so much power in that. So that's something I'm going to be talking more about. That is the program, www.niamhk.com, niamhk.com, /totally vibed up. That is my 21-day program that starts on the 5th of January and runs for 21 days. I have a private Facebook group where I'm going to support everybody in there. I'm going to live stream daily on weekdays. The weekend you get, and actually every day, you'll get an email with motivation, encouragement, and some information that's going to help you with your goals. Just decide that 2017 is going to be the start of something new and great, because I made that decision a while back and there's just no turning back. There's no turning back. And I'm really excited about my future with what I've learned, what I've discovered, and the positive, healthy habits that I have. And by the way, guys, I have to say, I didn't realize this was possible for me. I really struggled. I ate a lot of sugar. I was eating I live in Geneva, across from a bakery with fantastic pain au chocolat, these chocolate croissants, and I used to eat one every morning. It was such a habit, and I believe I needed it. It gave me a sugar boost for energy. I needed that. And I just can't believe that I don't eat that anymore. I tried many times actually to give it up, but never long term. It was with a mindset shift. And when I hired somebody to help me, that made all the difference for me to break that habit. I have 5 VIP places talking about, personal support. That's what I got, because personally, I knew that it was going to be difficult for me. So I hired somebody to help me through it. I'll never regret that. And the cost of the investment, it is really a life-changing investment, is just $97 for the 21 days. The VIP places. Now, I actually was thinking, oh my God, what was I thinking when I created that? Because you're going to get 6 sessions with me, 6 half-hour sessions. We can get a lot done in a half an hour for $997. There are just 5 of them, and I will be removing that option when the 5 places are filled. I am right now creating a new website, and I am not working privately with anyone for less than $10,000 in 2017 for a 3-month program. So this really is the last opportunity to get in at such a low price. I have invested so much in myself personally, and I have accumulated so much experience and so much value. So I really decided to own that value, and to manage my time and my energy levels in 2017 really well. So that's why it's going to be a lot more expensive to work with me. Just on a side note, I can say that I just very recently invested with a coach for a VIP day, which is really just a couple of hours for $6,600. That's how much I value my growth, and that's how much I value being able to stretch in 2017 and beyond, and be able to share my message wider. This really lights me up. So it was a ginormous stretch for me to make that investment. So if you're feeling fear, that's fine. Dive in anyway, because holding on to that fear is not going to bring about the change that you want. So I'd highly recommend you diving in, especially for the VIP places. If you think you're going to struggle with the changes that you want to make, then hurry up and get in before those places are snapped up. So it's in totally vibed up. If you see the option there, then there's still a space available. So snap it up before it's gone. There's 3 different options. You can also pay in 2 monthly installments of $60, one of $97, or the VIP option, which I hope that you will take if you're really committed to making a massive change. Okay, here's a tip for you. Right now, I'd like you to pause this recording, and based on what I've been sharing with you, journal. There's so much power in it, in creating the vision that you want for your life. So get really, really, really clear. The clearer that you are, the more likely you are to call that vision into reality. It's like, you know, you've got to get the GPS coordinates. If you're driving somewhere, you've got to know the address, or else you'll just drive aimlessly. And it's the same with life. So get in the driving seat of your life and put in very, very clear destination about what your vision is for your happy, healthy, and financially free life. Think about what that looks like for you. How would that feel? What is happiness to you? What does good health mean to you? And vibrancy and financial freedom, what does that mean? And if you're thinking, yeah, but gosh, that would be impossible. Think again. Wherever there's a will, there's a way. Wherever there is a will, there is a way. If an idea comes into our mind, it's for good reason. Trust that. We're not here alone. We're co-creating with the universe. So trust it. So journal about that, pause the recording, write as much as you can, and then journal about your self-care plan, because this body is our vessel to be able to live on planet Earth. And without caring for that, then what's the point? It's like driving around an old bashed up car that doesn't run well and eventually breaks down. You've got to take care of yourself. That is self-love. There was something I wanted to say and now I can't remember. Yes, this is it. Always turn your attention towards the positive. When negative thoughts come into your mind, or self-deprecating thoughts come into your mind, quickly catch yourself, shift out of it and think into, what am I grateful for? Gratitude is massive. First thing in the morning when I wake up, I'm programmed now, it really is a habit. It took a while, to be honest, to really get that, but I'm alive. And 5 things I'm grateful for. My body is healthy. I feel good. Today is going to be an awesome day. I am free. Turn your attention towards all that's working in your life. Gratitude is huge and a brilliant way to start your day. The places that I might slip up are, journal about that. What is it that holds me back? What is it that usually, if I try to make positive change, what is it that usually causes me to slip? Get curious about that. Awareness is huge. Awareness and understanding, like Anthony DeMello says. The reasons why I will slip up might be, okay, that's just, I've worded it a different way, and, you know, to think about it again. Because really it's, okay, there's where I might slip up. So how am I going to support myself through that? What is it that when that challenge happens, what am I going to do? For example, oh my God, when I was on day 3 of when I went sugar-free, it was a Saturday, and I went with my family to a mall where there was lots of cakes. My children went to the sweet shop, and oh my God, it felt so difficult. Right now, it would be a complete breeze. I could go there and I'm not tempted at all, but oh my God, that was so hard. I never should have went there that day. And honestly, I felt so miserable that I was really talking myself out of this whole ridiculous idea of going sugar-free. It's amazing how the mind works. So, you know, decide, and we'll be talking all about that inside the 21-day program, about what potentially could go wrong, what potentially could break your commitment, whatever your commitment that you make to yourself is. I'm not forcing everybody or making some rule, you must go sugar-free, but whatever it is, whatever your variation of that whatever commitment that you're making, you trust yourself on that one, as long as you're not making any excuses. Whatever your commitment is, then don't put yourself in places where you're not going to feel so strong. Instead, you know, for that weekend, just talk to your loved ones and say, please, I need your support. And I'm just going to maybe lie on the sofa and watch movies or something, and write in your journal about that future vision of you where you're really going to feel good. And how it will feel to achieve my vision of a happy, healthy, and financially free me that's really, really important, because you've got to remind yourself, what's it all for? You know, at the beginning, it will feel challenging until you really feel good, and then you're just sold on it. But there is that tunnel where it is difficult. So think about it. How good is it going to feel? And start to believe it, that it's possible for you, because really, there was a time where I found it very difficult to believe that I would be taking care of myself the way that I do now, and that with my current eating plan, I didn't believe that was possible for me. But it did happen, and it absolutely will happen for you too. If you decide and you're committed and you stretch outside your comfort zone and get that support that you know that you'll need if you find change difficult, which the majority of people do. So guys, I'll leave you with the message. Don't let the past hold you back. Whatever, ever has happened in your past, no excuses, no matter what. If you say, yes, but Neve doesn't know that I went through this and this and this and this and this. You know, those things happen for a reason that at the time we might not realize, but start right now. Start right now. Start with your mindset, by changing your mindset, no matter what your external circumstances are. Inside here, that you have complete power over. So start to train your mind. And honestly, I used to, in spiritual circles, really believe, oh, we don't have any control over that. But yes, I mean, the fact that I can wake up now and turn my attention towards gratitude, that's a mind training. I wasn't always capable of doing that. So you have the power to create those habits. Decide right now that you were made for so much more. We all were. We all were. We're all operating at maybe 10 or 20% of our capacity of what's possible for us, and that's where unhappiness comes from and depression comes from, when we're not living our purpose. In my humble opinion, I can't speak for everybody who's depressed, but when you're connected and in flow and engaged with life in a way that feels meaningful for you, that really is a very uplifting place to get to. And brings a lot of gratitude. So thank you so much. I value your presence here in my community. Thank you for listening. Please do share this if it resonated with you, so that others might also benefit. I do care deeply about my community. I will not accept you settling. I will not accept your excuses. You are worth too much to me. If you decide to sign up for Totally Vibed Up, even if you don't decide to sign up for Totally Vibed Up, I still care for you and value you. But I can guarantee you that inside that community, I will hold you accountable, and no one will be left behind. That's my commitment. If you choose to and ask to be held accountable, then I will. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. And if you've got any questions about this, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My email is neve@nevek.com. Or you can tag me in Facebook private messages. I'm slower to respond to private Facebook messages, so email is probably the best way to reach me. I hope you found this beneficial, and best of luck with your 2017 and beyond. Thanks, guys.